Learn from Aries. Express your raw truth once in a while.
Yes.
And who cares who's watching? Who cares who's around?
No, literally.
You feel something, it's time for the world to know.
Yes.
You don't gotta go in your little corner and be like, let me handle myself and come back out.
Right. Get mad. Get rage. You know?
Show people what you're made of.
Right.
What's good, you guys? It's your girl, Sarah.
And Maya.
And we're charmed and dangerous.
Oh, cause you know we be charming.
And we be dangerous. And we be charmed. And we be dangerous. And we be charmed. And we be dangerous. And we in a new studio.
Yes!
So if you have been patiently just being one of our ride or dies, waiting for us to come back while we were on our break from moving. If you didn't know, if you're new here, hi, we're two besties.
Yes.
And we used to live together, but now we live separately. So we both went through a really big move, which is why we haven't been on here for the past couple of weeks. But now we have found our new Narma.
Yes.
And we back and we ready. We ready to keep whipping out this content.
Yes.
And just hanging out with y'all.
Yes.
So today we're gonna talk about Libra moons. And let's just get into it. Libra moons. I love Libra moons. I'm a Gemini moon, so air moons are just my jam, but Libra moons specifically, I feel like are some of the kindest people that I know, and they more than anything desire peace, balance, and harmony like no other placement. You know, your moon sign is heavily tied to your inner world, as I always say. So this particular placement of Libra energy will go above and beyond to protect their peace. Otherwise, they quite literally cannot go on.
Yeah.
You know, when you're like stressed, or you have anxiety, you're feeling big feelings, like it's hard for you to be responsible. It's hard for you to go to work. It's hard for you to take care of your basic needs or whatever. So as a Libra, I feel like as a Libra moon, this affects you more than anything. Like conflict and this balance just affects you to your core.
Yeah.
So they can be very sensitive because of that.
Yes, no, I couldn't agree. And if y'all didn't know, I have a Libra moon myself. But I 100% agree with what you're saying. I feel like Libra moons are very sensitive personalities because they're always looking for a balance, you know? And balance to Libra moon means peace, and peace is safety to them. And if they don't feel safe, Libra will get passive aggressive with you. We are all very fluent in this language, and for whatever reason, we feel being passive aggressive is the solution.
A lot of sarcasm.
Yes.
A lot of monotone.
Yes, yes. But if you think about it, like Libra moons, like I said, they're always searching for that balance, right? And balance changes every day. So that means Libra moons are typically moody people, and they can be fickle when it comes to like matters of the heart and the mind. Like they're always changing their mind about things. But I think this constant search for balance also leans into or gives way to their appreciation for like aesthetics and fashion, because they have a very good eye to like weed out the bad or like weed out the ugly.
What's gonna please you.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, truly. You know, a lot of people call Cancer moon sensitive, and they are, but baby, have you met a Libra moon? They are very sensitive, and honestly, they're quite gentle creatures and are prone to getting their feelings hurt often. Of course, the sun and Mercury and Mars matters when you're looking at a chart of a Libra moon, so that will affect how they deal with their sensitivity. But most Libra moons are scared of confrontation and will do almost anything before mustering up the courage to call you out or set a boundary. Like basic things that you need to be able to do in order to have fulfilling, real, raw relationships.
Partnerships, which is something they value so much.
Exactly. And like when I think of this, I really do, obviously you have to think about the childhood a lot when you're thinking about moon signs. This is your core, your emotions. Libra moons were more than likely the mediators of their childhood home growing up. They felt the weight of their family's problems often, and since this specific moon sign's superpower is all about peace and harmony and maintaining it, they felt like it was their responsibility to fix the relationships in their family. From a very young age, you already know what you're good at, and you like to stick to being good at that. So you can impress your parents, your guardians, your family. You want to show them how good you are. You know, and for every kid, being good is a different story. For Libra moons, it's being the peacemaker, the one that you don't have to worry about, the one that creates harmony. And you know, they grow up and use this tactic in their adult relationships, you know? Libra moons definitely feel pressure to give in or take the short end of the stick as long as the fighting stops.
Right. It's like they'll do anything to avoid that conflict. And you're so right. Like growing up as Libra moon, like we had to keep the peace or try and help keep the peace, you know? And I think because of that, we learned to be very diplomatic and charming and like easy to get along with. And just like you said, like we were the kids you didn't have to worry about, you know? But to me, this I can get along with anyone attitude because I have to actually hinders Libra moon because we don't get to see their true emotions, you know? And like they had to bite their tongue or like phrase it so just right so nobody got hurt. So you have to kind of create a safe space for them where they don't feel like there will be conflict or repercussions for speaking up. And I feel like when a Libra really feels comfortable disagreeing with you or just even voicing their opinion, is when you are connecting with your Libra the most because they don't do that with really anybody. Most of the time, they want to just keep the peace, relate to each other, and they don't want to make those differences.
Libra energy is the epitome of the white girl voice. Like, you have this voice that you put on for certain situations. And what is that? Sadly, we live in a world where a white girl's voice is just so comforting. You know what I mean? You've heard that term before. I didn't coin this. Libra energy wants to put their best foot forward in all situations and will do anything to maintain this composed persona. And that's just not real life all the time. So if a Libra does step outside of that persona with you and, you know, shows you their like crazy side, perfectionist side, ugly, crazy emotion side, like they really, really trust you. And they know that you are not going to look at them differently now. That is what they're also scared of. Libra placements in general, especially Libra moons. They're afraid of being judged. They want to show the Venusian aspect of themselves to the world. You know, that's where they feel comfortable. And, you know, Venus don't like ugly, baby. You know what I mean? They really don't.
Don't make it hard, make it easy, make it sweet.
Exactly. And also, I genuinely feel like Libra moons need to learn the difference between standing up for yourself versus being combative. Like, there is like middle ground there too. You know what I mean? You don't have to pick between one or the other. And there's nothing wrong with setting boundaries. And even if, you know, you aren't operating at your most peaceful level, composed level, because you're feeling such raw emotions, you know, at all times, you still deserve to have good people around you. Like, I feel like there is this fear that Libra moons have that, again, if I were to show them what I'm actually feeling, they will walk away because I'm too much. Again, it comes back to their childhood of wanting to be the perfect child who listens, who everybody likes, who is going out of their way to just stretch and make everyone else feel comfortable. And as a Scorpio, I'm here to let you know that your anger is validated, your sadness is validated, your negative emotions are not ugly. This is just Venus fucking with you and telling you, I'm uncomfortable here, which means it's wrong.
Right.
And it's not wrong.
Yeah, not at all. And it's your duty to speak up for yourself in situations, because like you being so amicable and like going along with this stuff, people think you like it, you know, and you're dying on the inside, but it's your responsibility to speak up for yourself. And for the people who leave or like look at you funny afterwards, those were never really your friends to begin with.
I feel like Libras just need to understand that it's not about quantity. Like, Libra is such a social sign, and it enjoys connecting with so many different people. But if you are giving them this generic version of you, you don't really know who's down for the real you. You know what I mean? And the real you is what's gonna create those deep bonds with other people, because they're sharing their real selves and you're sharing your real selves, and when those two things match, that's a connection for life. You know, because you're not scared to show them like what's behind all of this. You know, and I just feel like Libras would do well to show their negative feelings more often. Learn from Aries. Express your raw truth once in a while. And who cares who's watching? Who cares who's around?
No, literally.
You feel something, it's time for the world to know. You don't gotta go in your little corner and be like, let me handle myself and come back out.
Get mad, get rage, you know?
Show people what you're made of.
It's so funny though, and kind of.
I have a Libra Mercury, so understand Libra.
Yeah.
And a whole ass Libra stellium inside real.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
You think I wasn't a people pleaser?
Right. No, and it's so contradictory too, because actually, like, Libra is actually really good at conflict, dealing with conflict and in shitty situations, even though they avoid it so much. But when that's their highest vibration,
they're the best.
Yes.
They just want to do it for themselves.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? You just have to learn to speak up and then go into conflict resolution. Whereas I feel like when it comes to their own situations, they'd rather not speak up.
Yeah.
And just figure out what the other side needs and do that. Instead of saying, this is what I need, this is what you need, okay, let's meet in the middle.
Right.
They overextend. And they're like, this is what they need for us to be okay, therefore I will do exactly that.
Right. It's like, what about you?
No.
No, I totally agree. I also want to say, and you kind of touched on it earlier, I feel like Libra moons are very understanding and supportive people. Like, they are really good at creating a safe space for others, and they make them feel welcome and loved in really any situations. And I feel like that's because Libra moons value partnerships so much. And honestly, we really don't like being alone. We prefer to have a partner to do things with. So I feel like that also makes like Libras hopeless romantics, and it also leads to what we're saying, that, you know, they can be people pleasers because they don't always like to we don't always like to be alone, you know? Like, we're always kind of looking for the other person's voice to say, hey, well, what else add to the situation?
You guys feel like there's something missing here. There's something missing here.
Right.
Like, hyper dependent. You know what I mean? That is one of their qualities.
No, we love to be
again, it's nice. There's nice aspects to that, because when they're around you, you can really tell that they want to be there. But also there is importance in independence. You know what I mean? So it's again finding that balance. That it's so funny. You ruled by the scales, but honey, you haven't mastered the scales.
No, I feel like Libra moons and Libra in general, they just like run from one side to the other.
And at their highest vibration is when they're mastering the middle. For sure. And I do want to touch on the fact that, of course, Libra is an air sign, and, you know, Libra moons will intellectualize a lot of their negative emotions. And just emotions, doesn't have to be negative. They intellectualize. Sometimes they don't allow themselves to get too happy, you know what I mean? Because they want to be in that middle, you know? And I feel like that's not always the best way to go about things, because you're almost assuming that you know how things are gonna go. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like Libras don't like surprises.
No.
At all. And it has to do with that, because they don't know, like, okay, should I get too excited? Should I not get too excited? Like, again, it comes back to that, like, like over-analyzing and being nitpicky about which way to go. And again, they always just tell themselves that it's not cute to be feeling such big emotions. It's almost like they like to reward themselves for keeping it like monotone, and not like monotone literally, like monotone in terms of like emotions. Like super chill, even keel all the time. And then we'll, you know, compartmentalize these feelings until it becomes a big enough problem. No, you're so right. I feel like we are so diplomatic. To a painful point sometimes. Like, I feel like you'll never see a Libra moon like really explode. Like, you really have to push them to get them there. And like, even when they're angry, like, they're trying to communicate as calmly as possible, which again is really a strength, but sometimes it's coming at the expense of Libra's happiness. You know? For sure. Absolutely.
And to me, I think this is why, though, like, Libra moons and like Libra archetype in general is very good in social and group settings, because they know how to chat to multiple people, right? And like mediate disputes in like a calm and collaborative way, which most people will just come in and say, no, it needs to be done like this.
No, seriously, honestly.
And I think too, Libras do it the best because they have this deep desire for like justice and like fairness, you know? So they're always sticking up for like the underdog too. And they really care about everything being fair for people.
I mean, that's why it kind of ties into my next point of, I feel this safest with this moon sign. I feel very safe with Libra moons, because I can tell that they actually care about the perspective of everyone. And they want everyone's voice to be heard.
Yeah.
Like Libra is the person, Libra moon is that person that in a group conversation, when people are talking, they'll check in on the person that hasn't been talking a lot. Okay, everyone gave their opinion. What about you? Like, they'll go out of their way to include you because, again, they know what it feels like from their childhood to not be making any sort of decision, everything being made for you.
Yeah.
Because you're just so easy to go along with everything. You're not going to ask too many questions. You know? And Libra wants to make sure that other people around them, they feel like they were able to say what's on their mind before decisions are being made.
Yeah.
You know?
No, for sure. And
something about that's comforting for me.
Yes, because there's so many people in life who just want to bulldoze over a conversation, like an Aries, you know, like they will just take up the whole.
Not to give examples.
No, I'm not saying. You know?
No, it's true.
And they're just like, well, I said it and now we're going with this. And it's like, well, wait, like there are other people who are here.
Exactly.
And maybe they have a better idea than you. You know, and I just love that they're able to create that space in a comforting way. Like it's not aggressive. It makes everyone feel like, oh yeah, this is how it should always be done.
Exactly. Like who brought the scale?
Right.
The scale is Libra. Yes. They just evened everything out and walked right out.
Yes. Okay, I have to say though, I feel like too, this perfectionism sometimes of like needing of how to decide and like being fair is also one of their biggest downfalls. Like indecisiveness can be truly immobilizing for them, and I feel like everyone talks about Virgo's perfectionism, but I feel like Libra needs to be studied too, you know? Like the deep need for things to always be fair, like I said, and equal is not a reality in most cases because that's just not.
You're gonna have to give in a little bit.
Exactly. And I feel like them thinking this robs Libra of their joy.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly. Well, because the whole time leading up to the decision that they've already made, they're thinking about the other one that they said no to. They're like, well, I already made my decision. I'm gonna go with this one. But they have this little thing in the back burner, which was the other choice they could have made.
Yes.
And they're not allowing themselves to finally enjoy what they're about to go to. Let's say it's two parties. They decide to go to party B. But party A, damn, that sounded good too. They already decided to go to party B. Party B's gonna be lit.
Yeah.
But they're still thinking about party A and whether that would have been a better decision. And like, that's not a way to live life. I feel like once a decision is made, you need to go enjoy that decision.
Yeah.
But Libra is so scared of it being the wrong decision.
Right.
And that plays into their relationships too. This is why they're not always the one making decisions and they're indecisive, is because they're scared that if it was up to them, they would make the wrong decision and everyone would know Libra made the wrong decision and now everyone's gonna look at you funny.
Right.
You know, because Venus, again, doesn't like ugly.
Right.
And if the situation turns out to be ugly, whose fault was it? Libra. And that's a bad look. Right. It's what you tell yourself.
Yeah. It's true. And I feel like this is just so dangerous because to me, obviously, if Libra isn't careful, like they could be living life completely for somebody else because somebody's always making the decisions and they're like, well, I kind of want this, but this person is speaking up louder about it or whatever. They can be convinced to go the other way. And it's just like, stick to your grounds. Like you said, like if you make a decision, just go with it. And it's better to almost make a decision sometimes quicker. Yeah. And then if it doesn't work out, change course.
Yeah.
You know?
Also, you're a fucking cardinal sign, okay? I'm here to fucking shut it down, everybody. Yeah. Everyone quiet, okay? Libra. It's attractive when you are able to make decisions. Why? You are a cardinal sign. Do not forget that. You are not fixed. You are not mutable. You are a cardinal. You're supposed to be leading. You're a leader. I'm tired of people putting some disrespect on your name.
Right.
Indecisive. Telling you that, you know what, Libra doesn't know what the fuck they want. You do. You're just not telling the people because you're so scared of other people's opinions. That's one of the facts of Libra energy. It cares too much about what other people think. Again, learn from Aries. Sometimes you just need your own heart and your own mind. And fuck what everyone else thinks. Seriously.
No, for sure. Like, listen, your desire for harmony is truly admirable. But again, it just isn't always going to happen that way. So it's really essential for Libra moons to strike a balance. Balance between keeping the peace
like, are you
and asserting. Right, they're like, what the fuck?
So no balance, but a little bit.
Right.
But when I do it, okay.
It's like, what do you want? What do you want? But it is because you have to yes, I understand your need to keep the peace, but you also have to learn how to assert your own needs and your boundaries, right? Learning to say no is going to be really, really crucial for you guys, so you don't feel overwhelmed or taken advantage of in relationships, because this is a feeling that we sit with a lot, you know? We're like, fuck, like I'm feeling used and like taken advantage of. And Libra, if you would speak up, these things wouldn't happen as much, you know? Okay, so earlier you said, obviously Libra moon is an air moon, so they need mental stimulation in relationships to really be happy. And I feel like Libras, they really show their love through words of affirmation and acts of service. But Libra isn't always just going to be giving to you. Like I said, they really value that partnership, so you have to meet them halfway. And if you don't, they're going to start looking elsewhere to find that balance and get that peace. So you gotta be careful, honey.
Libra got a roster, don't you forget it.
Exactly, exactly.
That's toxic, it's the truth.
It's the truth. So you gotta make sure that you're giving them what they need to be satisfied, otherwise they will go look elsewhere.
And that's what makes Libra toxic, is because a lot of them don't say what they need.
Yes!
You know what I mean? And they end up just looking somewhere else. You're missing a step.
Yes! It's true, it's true.
Alright, y'all, thank you for kicking it with your girls while we come at you.
We missed you so much!
And our new stew, I'm so excited to be back. I'm loving the fresh new energy.
Yes.
And you know, conversations are gonna be had on this comfy couch. The comfier the couch,
the deeper the combos get.
Alright, we're gonna link our socials somewhere over here. We love you guys so, so much, and we'll see you next week, baby. Bye.